Call to order the City Council meeting for the City of East Grand Forks for Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. It's now 5 o'clock. City Clerk, please call roll.
Mayor Steve Gander.
Here.
Council President Mark Holstead.
Here.
Council Vice President Tim Riepel.
Here.
Council Members Clarence Vetter.
Here.
Dale Helms.
Here.
Tim Johnson.
Here.
Mark Demers.
Present.
Brian Larson.
Here.
Does term quorum please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open forum and opportunity for members of the public to address the City Council on items not on the agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff, boards, and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. Is there anyone here? I see none. Approval of minutes for the regular meeting for East Grand Forks Council for June 1st, 2021.
Move.
Moved by Riepel.
Second.
Second by Helms. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Vetter.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Demers.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Scheduled bid lettings, none. Scheduled public hearings, none. Consent agenda is none. Acknowledge receipt of reports of officer boards and commissions. Regular meeting minutes of Water, Light, Power, and Building Commission for May 19th, 2021. Communication, presentation of the 2020 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report by Brady Martz. Ms. Anderson.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome Tracy Brueggemann from Brady Martz. Their firm actually took the water and light audit and financial statement and the city's audit and financial statements. And she's going to present to you the city's 2020 financial statements. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. Good evening. First, I'd like to thank you for hiring Brady Martz, and secondly, I'd like to thank your staff for their assistance during our audit. On page 8, you'll find the independent auditor's report. The city received an unmodified opinion, which is the same opinion you received in the prior year. In our opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position and the changes in financial position in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. On page 23 is the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance for the governmental funds. The general fund balance increased $291,042 and ended the year with a fund balance of $6,815,105. The capital projects fund balance increased $325,109 and ended the year with a fund balance of $1,051,969. The current city projects fund balance decreased $7,461 and ended the year with a fund balance of $107,133. The 2017 assessment bonds fund balance decreased $88,165 and ended the year with a fund balance of $504,177. And the non-major governmental fund balance increased $1,066,422 and ended the year with a fund balance of $5,525,535. On page 28 is the statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position for the proprietary funds. The electric fund had income before transfers of $1,495,669. The water fund had a loss before transfers of $358,398. The sewage fund had a loss before contributions of $356,909. The stormwater fund had a loss of $297,761. The commercial properties had income of $5,640. The refuse fund had income of $52,893. And your internal service fund had income of $150,683. On page 37 is the note for cash equivalents, and investments. Your cash and investments are $1,500,000 more than the prior year. Your balance as of December 31st was $36,421,123. On page 125 is our report on internal control over financial reporting and on compliance and other matters based on an audit of the financial statements performed in accordance with the government auditing standards, and we noted no instances of non-compliance. On page 127 is our report on compliance for each major federal program and on internal control over compliance required by the Uniform Guidance. This year, we audited the Coronavirus Relief Fund, and in our opinion, the city complied in all material respects with the compliance requirements that could have a direct and material effect on the program. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Mr. President. Does this include, or was the $250,000 we allocated to EDA, is that in the 2021 transfer, or would that be in this?
260 was
260.
transfer in 20.
That was, so that is in here. So the 200 and, what was it, 20,000 or 220, sorry, I'm looking back at the 200 and our increase to our general fund was
91,000.
91,000. So that includes the $260,000 expense. Okay, just where does that put us in at the end of 2020 as far as our ratio of
Your
general
general
fund balance to expenses?
56%, which is exactly where you were last year, too.
Anybody else have anything? I see no other questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good job, everybody.
Move on to new business. There is no old business, excuse me. Number 4, consider approving a parade application for Potato Bowl Parade on Saturday, September 18th, 2021, between 10 and 1, which will require the closure of the Sorley Bridge and is contingent upon MnDOT approval. Is there a motion?
Second.
Who made the motion? Mr. Vedder made the motion, and Mary Pell second. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 5, consider approving a special event application for American Legion for a temporary liquor license in Heritage Center on July 10th, 2021.
That was number 4. I believe you said 5.
There was an updated agenda. The
Yep.
agenda that went out previously didn't have the
Yep.
the audit on it. So
They may have a motion.
I'll move.
Mr. Helms makes the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Johnson seconds it. Is there any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted? Demers? Larson?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Consider adopting Resolution 21-06-47, approving First Amendment to Finance Agreement for American Crystal Sugar. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
Moved by Demers.
Second.
Second by Vedder. Is there any questions or discussion? We do have a representative here if we do have a question. I see none. Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Consider adopting Resolution 21-06-48 to accept the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund establishment under the American Rescue Plan Act.
Move.
Moved by Riepel.
Second.
Second by Helms. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Demers?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Motion is carried. On the claims, consider authorizing the city administrator clerk treasurer to issue payment of recommended bills and payroll.
Move.
Moved by Helms.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Better?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Olsted? Demers?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Motion's carried. Mayor Gander.
First of all, I want to say I spent a long time trying to dodge Len Romano, who is helping oversee the project right now as far as our arena project and our baseball diamonds. And it turns out I shouldn't have been dodging him at all because he does a nice job. He was very good to meet with. We probably spent 45 minutes talking about the project. He's taking a pretty nice, kind of a holistic approach to it. Certainly, he's looking really closely at the fundraising aspect, who could be maybe some of the larger corporate donors, and all the way down to a campaign that would allow all of us to put in $10 or $50 or $100, whatever we have. And of course, every single one of those makes a big difference. And then he's looking also at who are some of the key players that could help promote it. People who love our community, people who love youth recreation, fitness, all the way around, be it baseball, figure skating, hockey, whatever else these facilities would be used for. It was nice. He's fun to visit with. Probably some of you have already visited with him as well. And going forward, I think we're in pretty good shape with the firm that we chose. And Reed, thank you for your persistence in getting me connected with him. Also, I want to thank our Parks and Rec department and everyone involved with the cemetery. There is an older resident of our community very happy right now with the view that he has of the cemetery, with the piles of dirt that have been moved. I know it wasn't an easy thing to do, and even finding a place to put those that was out of sight of, you don't want to create a problem elsewhere as you would move those. But he was very, very happy, and he kind of reminded me of, I've lived here for X number of years. I built my home in this certain year, and I like to see the view across there. So just thank you. I feel like however we are going to treat that resident, that longtime resident, we're going to treat everybody just as well. And so just thanks again to everybody involved with that. It's a good outcome. Thanks.
Better.
I don't have anything this week, thank you.
Mr. Helms.
Thank you, Mr. President. I see they cut the trees down on 220 North, chewed them all up. Would have been nice if they'd have just spaded them out and put them somewhere. There are nice trees. But my concern is, what are we going to do with the tree stumps there? We're going to wreck some lawnmowers because they're sticking up a little bit too high, and we're going to have some trouble there if we don't do something with them. So who's going to be responsible for taking them out, or what?
I'm not sure if Mr. Stordahl, yep, it looks like he's coming in. He'd be the one to.
Yeah, we'll be responsible to take those out, Mr. Helms. We'll get something lined up to take them out. We already have it kind of in the works.
He said they'll get them taken out.
Okay. That's my only concern with them, because they are up a little high, and if they don't pay attention, they'll run over them. They'll take out a few spindles on the mower decks or something. So thank you. That's it.
Riepel.
It was a nice week. David, I think, did a nice job last week, but it is nice to have Megan back, right?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
For the good of the order.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. This week I met Donna Stump. She's quite a lady. She's got a community-type garden across from the old lagoon, which is 1 mile north of the golf course. And she's donating all of her labor and equipment and her time and talent to grow stuff for the food bank. Very interesting lady. I'm sure that, I don't know if she's got some extra room out there or whatever, but she's a very interesting lady, good to talk to, and she'd probably appreciate some little help out there. Thank you.
Demers.
Nothing for that, thanks.
Mr. Larson.
Just a thank you to the Parks and Rec staff. I can speak for my own children are having a wonderful time in baseball and playground, and everything seems to be off to a great start. So thanks for everything that you do.
Mr. Murphy.
Only one thing, I guess I will say, I have stopped out at the pool several times since it opened up here. It was a little more than a week ago, I guess. And it has been very crowded, and it's nice to see the kids are back, able to be back in there, they're without the restrictions. And every time I've been out there, it looks like they've been having an absolutely fantastic time. So it's nice to see.
Did you go in?
I did not.
Mr. Gelston.
Nothing unless there's anything for me.
Mr. Emery.
Just as a heads up, we got to start on the Safe Road to School project this week out on the point along 13th Street and 20th Avenue. We also held a pre-construction meeting today on the Demers Avenue project. They are proposing to start on that project June 28th. And then I guess as you guys are aware too, there is a time period where we're going to have to close down that bridge. And right now that is scheduled for July 21st through the 30th. So we did kind of reach out to businesses, got some input from them as far as, what the best timing would be. And that seemed to be kind of the time frame that worked with everyone. So that's kind of where we're at.
Good weather.
Anything from the department heads? See none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move on that.
By John.
Second.
Second by Helms. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Meeting is adjourned.